While that's mixing, I'm gonna feed my container to feed my starter. So turn it on, let it zero out. Because I'm doing a double in here, I'm doing 250 grams of water. Checking my math. So 250 grams. I like to use warm water. There we go. And then I actually like to shake this up to get all of those good strains all down into the water. If you've seen any of my other videos, sometimes I like to spill it everywhere. Okay, so see how it gets that milky water? I like to do that and then stir in the flour. And so for this, I normally do 140 grams of flour, so I'll be doing 280 grams for this. And then it's just nice to have enough made up. There are times I went to make bread and I didn't quite have enough starter for what I wanted to do, and so now I found it's easier if I just have a lot. So if you know you're gonna bake, you can do 11 the night before, or you can feed it really big. You can always feed it extra. You just need to make sure that you don't underfeed those little cultures in it. You can overfeed, but anyway, just like mix it up like this. Just try to make sure there are no dry pockets, and then I like to let it sit out. You can stick it in the fridge at this point. It'll just slow down how fast it rises. I like to leave it out till it rises and then stick it in the fridge, and I kind of freeze it in time, I guess. It's kind of my thought. Kind of freeze it at that. Not freeze it technically, but just pause it at that moment. So that's what we've got. Put the lid back on it. Let it sit. All right, just to put you at ease, I do have another jar. This one's ready to go. I fed it yesterday. I'm gonna put this in the fridge because it's risen. And then in the event that I ever did forget and wash out my container and I'm out of starter because I'm worried about running out or killing it, I have a jar of starter that's unfed. They call it a discard jar. You don't have to discard it. It basically just means you don't have to keep feeding so much. If I were to feed this, I'd have to feed it a lot to feed all of the little bacteria in here. I have a hair somewhere. But I say this because if I ever needed to start another jar of starter, I can take a tablespoon of this out, feed it 140 grams of flour and 125 grams of water, and I have a whole nother jar of starter. If you're wondering how I got a jar of discard, you could feed your starter and then leave it all in a jar except 1 tablespoon. Keep that 1 tablespoon. This is how you can start a discard jar in your fridge. Keep that 1 tablespoon and feed that in a separate jar. Now you have a whole thing of starter, and then don't feed the jar that you throw in your fridge, and now you have a discard jar. And I don't feed my starter every day. A lot of people have a discard jar because they feed it every day and they have to discard some of it, so they're not trying to feed too much at once. I don't. I just keep mine in the fridge till I'm ready to use it. And the discard jar is kind of my backup jar. And also there are recipes that call for discard, so it gives it that sour flavor, and it has some of the sour fermented or sour yeast in it, but then you add yeast or baking powder or something to that to actually make your goods rise. But you can do different discard recipes. It's been several hours and this is where we are. So we've got some bubbles. It's starting to spread, but wait till overnight. Tomorrow morning I'll show you. Look at her now. She sat overnight. Nice big bubbles. Beautiful. So now I'll pop her in the fridge and she's good to go until I'm ready to use her.